Welcome to our first Mash Meets video podcast, where we get to know a little bit more about people we work with and those within the business. This month, we're talking to Paul O'Connor, one of the directors in the RDR team. Hi, Paul. So obviously I've known you for a very, very long time, but for everyone else's sake, tell us a bit more about you and how you ended up at John Rowan and Partners.
Yes, thank you. Hello, everyone. So how I ended up at John Rowan and Partners, that's a story within itself. So I'm going to be here 25 years in another few months. And my story goes that I'd finished a construction and surveying GMVQ at the College of North West London, had the opportunity to carry on some full-time education doing a HND or actually looking to go into an employment. And I still wasn't sure at that stage what I wanted to do. So I knew I sort of wanted to get into quantity surveying. I didn't know the difference between a PQS, a contractor QS. Anyway, after many interviews and going out to see other people, I thought, let me go and see what's now the old yellow pages. And within the yellow pages, there was two quantity surveying firms, one of which was John Rowan and Partners. And I took it upon myself. I thought, Ealing's not too far from where I lived in northwest London. And I wrote to the business to sort of say who I was, what I was doing, about to embark on a HNC, a Higher National Certificate at the time in surveying. And the rest, they say, is history. And 25 years near to be, I'm in the business still.
There was a random letter drop to John Rowan and Partners. Then you suddenly met me and the rest was history. Is that what you're saying?
No, it was a cold letter drop, and I got a response back to come in and meet with some of the guys. And my first interview was with Tim Young. So I came in, had an interview with Tim, and to this day I was actually talking about this with someone a couple of weeks ago. 10 minutes of what I was doing education academically was, and then the next 20 minutes was more about my footballing ability and career, which was on my CV. And Tim actually then said to me at the time, he wouldn't look to employ me because I told him that I was a goalkeeper and that's the position that he played.
But you did replace him.
I did replace him.
And became a voice for the RICS even, as well as the John Rowan and Partners team.
That's right, yeah. So I was able to then play for the RICS through John Rowan and Partners at the time. And, took Tim's place. So maybe he shouldn't have offered me that job.
I think you were definitely a better goalkeeper, Paul. So 25 years, long time. What's one of your memorable moments? You might have more.
I was about to say only the one. It's been a long time at John Rowan and Partners. A good time, I should add, on the whole. I suppose I should probably mention a memorable time is the fact that I've met my wife at John Rowan and Partners, so I probably shouldn't forget that. I'll get some brownie points. But I suppose from a professional and career perspective, a time that I would look back on fondly was my time in New Zealand. So I think it was 2011, roughly. We had a call from an ex-colleague of ours, Al Miles, from Miles Construction, with the question of, have we got any Kiwis who we used to employ a lot of back in the day who are making their way back to New Zealand because they were inundated with work and inquiries on the back of the Christchurch earthquakes. And that was, I suppose I was at a time of my career where I'd been in the business for 11, 12 years at that point, and probably getting a bit itchy feet of would be nice to go and explore something else. And was at that stage, I was looking at potentially going out to the Middle East and out to Dubai. So when that came in, and we didn't have any Kiwis available at the time who were looking to head back, it was then, would anyone else be interested? So I put myself forward. And and I suppose my time in New Zealand and in Christchurch, it was probably, I reflected more on it after the event and how good it was from a personal and professional development point of view. The experience itself, working closely with Al, who was the owner of the business, and reporting into him, as well as heading up a new team of people with something. So yeah, that was a great experience. I was there all in all for about 14, 15 months. And then we had a team of people from John Rowan and Partners come out to carry on that on a rolling basis. So, yeah, no, it was great. It was great to be part of. It was a great experience. It was great to live in that environment with people because it was a hard time. And I had experience of earthquakes during my time there. So, yeah, that was good, a great time and helped me develop and grow in my professional sort of position, which was a good thing.
And it was probably quite rewarding, actually, having seen that devastation all around you and helping rebuild a major city.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And it was all the research and all the background that I'd done before I went out there probably didn't really set me up for how bad things were. And Christchurch as a city is a small city. It's very close knit. So I remember it very vividly that Al picked me up, took me on I landed, took me on went and had breakfast. I landed that morning, went and had breakfast, took me on a guided tour, sort of looking around going, oh, wow, this is a lot more devastation than, it was like a war-torn country or, city.
Yeah.
And, we'd sort of got to grips, got my bearings a little bit. We had some temporary accommodation set up and I got home that evening, had something to eat. I remember sort of sitting there on my own, just reflecting on the day going, what have I done? But yeah, look, it was different. It took me probably 6-8 couple of months worth of time to really adjust to the environment. Culturally, it was slightly different, the sort of nature of the work. But I embraced it. And yeah, I've still got some good friends out there, Al included, people that I still keep in contact with. And a place that I look back fondly of a great experience out there, and also to say it worked well that I was able to do that through John Rowan and Partners, and it was part of the business that we were able to grow as we went on our international ventures.
Absolutely.
To New Zealand and India and then Dubai.
We're always quite adventurous, aren't we? So,
Yeah, that's it.
And then you've come back to the UK. Met your wife, office romance, hotbed of lust that John Rowan and Partners is. Had lovely Lily. And recently you've been promoted to head of the RDR team. So just explain to listeners what RDR is and also work we do and what we do to support clients.
So RDR is more formally known as the Residential Development and Regeneration team that sits within the wider John Rowan and Partners business and family. And primarily our work is with public sector clients, housing associations, local authorities. We also get involved with some of our private-led developer clients, whether that be via sort of Section 106, which includes then a housing association or a local authority developing partner. And probably over the last 5-10 years, joint ventures where public sector, private sector will set up a joint venture arrangement to develop and build out. So, yeah, in a nutshell, we are the new build development side of the business. What you used to like to call it, Mash, as we used to say to people coming through the door, the sexy side of the business. So, yeah, well, yeah, so that's what we do. Our core offering to clients is project management, joint venture supervised services, commercial support. I sort of loathe to sort of, just keep us within the confines of those descriptions. So when people say to me, what do we do? My general answer is whatever you need us to do, So yeah, more generally, I think we are problem solvers. I like to refer to us. I don't think I've ever said this year. I refer to us as the Ray Donovans of the new build sector, which is pretty much the fixers. So when clients come, if they've got a problem, no matter what it is, we'll look to find a solution, get it fixed, and take away their troubles.
Fantastic. And in terms of your recent promotion to head of RDR, filling some big shoes, I might add. What's your vision and plans for it, and where do you think you'll be providing the most support going forward?
Oh, big question. Big boots to fill. So that comes with its own pressure. And, look, really, I suppose it's, in my eyes, it's very much more of the same. I always feel that we work quite closely together, and it's very much the vision of the team and the business. And so I don't see that changing too much. I probably want to, I'm sure I'll find some little ways of doing things a little bit different and some nuances. But very much, as we were, making sure that we've got the team fully motivated on board and looking to sort of, go the extra mile for clients. And, as we always try and do things, we do things with a good team spirit and a smile on our faces and have a bit of a laugh along the way. What I would say on that is it's a challenging industry at the moment. And I think I actually said to you a couple of weeks ago in jest, you did well to get out when you did MASH. But it's a challenging industry. It's a challenging sector. And, we are resilient. I've always found in my 25 years that we will come back round. There is a need for social housing. There is a need for building out affordable homes, and that need is still there. We just all need to collectively, as a business, with clients, developers, contractors, everyone just needs to probably think a little bit different and try and find ways of working around and different solutions. Diversify where we need to, whatever that may be. And it's hard times at the moment. I must say, I shouldn't swear, but I refer to the current situation, my experience, as the perfect shitstorm, because we've got the back end of world events, whether that be COVID, Ukraine wars, Brexit. Tied in with that, we've had the sad situation of post Grenfell, and then the sort of legacy that's left with change required in the building safety. And all of that contributes to costs, design, second staircase is something. So it feels a little bit out there in discussions that I've had with clients and with developers and other consultants in our field. It's very much everything that could go against us seems to be going that way. But I think we'll find in the shorter term that will settle down a little bit, and hopefully we can move forward, start building.
Well, we're still going to be here fixing problems, but I think you're right. You and I have the experience of going through a few recessions and downturns in the marketplace, but we've always remained resilient, strong, flexible, agile, and that won't change. So what do you think the clients RDR work with value most at the moment?
I always look at us as a business and how we operate as a team is very much the personal touch. I feel that we've always looked to go the extra mile. I think we look to develop personal relationships with clients that they feel that they can pick up the phone whenever they've got an issue, whether it be whatever time of day or however urgent it is, and they sort of know that they can come to us, they trust us, that we'll get it done and we'll find a solution. So I feel that that's something that we've always been able to deliver to our clients, and I think it's something that clients do feel is that the value that we give them. And I suppose some of it, like I said, in 25 years, and a lot of which are clients that we work with, repeat clients over that time, is that you then do develop a relationship, and with those relationships comes the trust. And I always feel that if they can trust us, that they know that we'll find a solution, get things done, go the extra mile, then they'll come back to us. But, then it builds a relationship and it helps us as we look to try and develop new work and work with clients. So, it's very much more personal touch. We pick up the phone, we speak to people. I think that we're quite reasoned, we're quite pragmatic, firm but fair. There are times where there will be differences or there will be conflict, and I feel that we find a way to deal with that in the right way, and I think that goes a long way.
Absolutely right. People thinking about people, eh?
Yeah, one of our values.
So, final one for me. You've been here 25 years. What's kept you here? What have you enjoyed the most? And you can't say me at this moment.
You stole my thunder because I was going to say I can honestly say it's not you, Mash. It's an easy and a hard question to answer at the same time. It's easy because look, 25 years on, I can't say, well, I've not really enjoyed it because I'm here 25 years. So, look, the reason why I'm still here is the business. I remember nearly 25 years ago when I came in for that first interview, and I sat in the offices, which are directly across the road from us now. And as I was I was nervous, I was anxious. I met Michelle Bailey, if you recall, Mash, who was Dennis's PA at the time. Got chatting to her. And as I sat there to wait, I just sort of, my inner gut feeling was, what a lovely bunch of people and what a quite nice environment to work in. And I didn't know anyone by that stage. And 25 years on, I'd very much say exactly that same thing. A good bunch of people to work with and for. The values that I live my personal life of, I think, are very much reflected in how we operate as a business. We do care about people. We recognise the importance of the people that work for us and that we work for. Very much family. I mentioned earlier on about the personal touch, and I had the pleasure of working with John Rowan back in the early days. Although I didn't quite believe it the first day that I met him, I just thought John Rowan was the name above the board, but someone that sat at his house in Ealing, reaping all the profits and living a great life. So, to my dismay, when I had a walk around the office the first day to get introduced, I sort of stumbled and went, "Oh, you do actually work." He was very much someone that, personal, approachable, open. There was no, not because he was the director or the owner of the business, it was no different. And yeah, we're very much that way. The people that we work with, the clients, I've fostered a lot of positive and close relationships over that time. So yeah, and like I said, the values that I live my life by and the values are very much reflected. And, we care about people. We have fun along the way. Can't be all work, work, work. There is a bit of fun along the way. And we are family.
And we do work hard and play hard.
Yeah. A little bit less so now as I get that bit older. I know I don't look like I've been here for 25 years.
Your hairline shows it. Paul, thank you very much. It's been really nice talking to you. A bit more, in a different environment as we do this video podcast. Thank you for your time. It's been great to share some of your thoughts and experiences. So until next time, look forward to hearing from you.
Pleasure.
Bye.
Cheers all.